Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 156 of the world's longest tenured Denver Nuggets spin-off podcast. Welcome to the fifth season of the DNVR Nuggets' Serbian Corner. My name is Miroslav, and before we begin, please take a moment to like the video on YouTube. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the DNVR Sports YouTube channel and the DNVR Nuggets podcast channel. The audio version is ideal for your commute or to make your office or home office time more bearable. If you want to support the show more directly, you can become a Patreon supporter at patreon.com/MiroslavCuk, just like my Seco tier supporters, Peter Plummer, Daniel Lynch, and Brian Johnson. Patreon supporters can enjoy the ad-free audio version of this show. They can also submit ideas for guests and topics and appear on the show during the summer, as it is Game Show month again. I've prepared even crazier trivia games than ever before. It is over. Team Serbia came to EuroBasket 2025 as a big favorite for the gold medal, having won World Cup silver without Nikola Jokić 2 years ago and almost beating LeBron, Steph, and Durant in the Olympic semifinal game last summer. Coach Pešić had all of his stars available, and most other teams had at least one key guy missing from the tournament. Alas, after winning all of their prep games and completely destroying Estonia in the first game of the main tournament, Bogdan Bogdanović got injured and had to leave Riga and EuroBasket and start the rehab in Los Angeles. And Team Serbia's gold medal hopes fell like a house of cards. Yes, they did win 4 out of 5 group stage games, but already the game versus Turkey showed just how vulnerable Serbia's defense was against the three-point shooting and offensive rebounds. The game plan was simple: switch Jokic onto a smaller guy, take him out of the paint, shoot a three, and then just have guys crashing the offensive boards against other Serbian frontcourt guys who were very soft on the boards for the entirety of this summer. Was there something to be done coaching-wise to prevent the loss to happy-go-lucky Finland? There was. But even with smarter coaching, Serbia wouldn't survive against better teams with the level of effort the team showed after Bogdan went down. This tournament will be forever remembered in Serbia as one of the most disappointing showings of the national team, comparable to one in the 2005 and 2011 EuroBaskets. Yes, Serbia, or let's be frank, Yugoslavia, used to dominate the EuroBasket tournaments, winning 8 gold medals between 1973 and 2001, but winning only 2 silver medals since shows Serbia is no longer a European powerhouse. That is something the next generation of players will have to try to earn back, and we will see how many of the current players will join that new team and new head coach for the 2027 FIBA World Cup in Qatar. Oh, yeah, and they still have to qualify for the tournament in qualifier games that will not feature any of NBA or EuroLeague players, which is the great equalizer FIBA came up with that allows far less talented nations a fighting chance against any star-studded team. Bogdan Bogdanović will now, despite all his sacrifices and passion, probably be remembered as the best Serbian player never to win a gold medal with the national team. The book is still open for Nikola Jokić, but we will have to wait for another 2 years at least for a chance to change his national team legacy. All right, that was depressing. Let's turn the energy back up. Let me introduce my panel for today. First, a former Nuggets ball boy, a father of 2 trying to do the right thing and raise a couple of Nuggets fans, a big hobby guy, a basketball collector. His Twitter alias is That Jokic Collector 15. One of my biggest Patreon supporters calling from Florida, it's Brian Johnson. Welcome back to the show, Brian.
Hey, Miroslav. Thanks for having me back.
So I had you last week. You did not win the game, but today is a show where I let the participants have a second chance at winning at the game show. So tell me, what have you been up to? For the past week? Did you practice trivia games?
I should have. That would have been the smart thing to do, but no. I'm hoping I do a little bit better this week. But I do appreciate you having me back for a little bit of chance of redemption. And if I can't get my redemption, hopefully my guesses are so bad that they're entertaining.
So I'm guessing you're a Broncos fan as well as the Nuggets fan.
I am. I love the Broncos, but I love the Nuggets more. So even though Broncos are kicking off here in a few minutes, I'm happy to be here talking Nuggets.
And locally in Florida, who are the biggest like rivals of Broncos? Because I have no idea about football.
So I do live in Jacksonville, so they do have the Jaguars, but the Jaguars are pretty terrible for the last 10 years. And so it's not much of a rivalry, but they like to point out that they beat us in the playoffs about 20 years ago, and they still hold their hats on that.
Listen, man, we still talk about the 2001 EuroBasket gold. So, you have to grasp on what you can. Okay, next, the best fashion model among bowlers, the best baker among archers, the host of the Four Corners Denver Nuggets podcast, and my good friend, Rayvone Hackshaw. Welcome back to the show, Ray.
Muito saučestit, brate.
That was actually really, really good.
Thanks, I'm trying.
And I can see the backdrop behind you. You are obviously mourning together with your Serbian brothers today.
Yeah, I feel for you. Sorry to. I'm not bearing the bad news, but I'm here for you.
Okay, so I've heard that Colorado is prettiest in September.
Mm-hmm.
What are your favorite places to go this time of the year?
You want to go to the mountains? The aspen leaf color changes. They have a whole schedule. Different parts of the mountains change colors at different times. I'm sure Adam Mares will know a ton more about this than me. But yeah, if you want something pretty to do, definitely head up there for the fall foliage.
Aspen is definitely on my bucket list because I already had it in one of my games in previous shows. It was in the Can I Have Your Full Name, Sir/Madam combination. Mm-hmm. I don't even remember which player was in the combination with Aspen, but yeah, definitely one of the places I want to visit, before somebody lights up the candles for me. Okay, last but not least, Nugget stats guy, and that would be a huge comparative advantage in my Nuggets trivia shows if the stats I'm looking for aren't usually of the insane variety. He's also a huge Akira Kurosawa fan, but also the biggest defender of the 1993 action comedy Surf Ninjas, and I realize I might be sharing too much information from our secret movie group chat. It's Jordan Scott. Welcome back, Jordan.
I mean, I'm not ashamed of loving the Surf Ninjas. So
I know. This is why I was so brave for the introduction. So let me put you on the spot with a question out of left field. I enjoyed the new Naked Gun movie. So let me ask you: have you seen it? And also, what is your favorite role of the great late Leslie Nielsen?
Well, I have not seen the new one yet, but I think Liam Neeson's the perfect choice. Just knowing who he is and knowing Leslie Nielsen. But, I mean, should I just go back to one of his dramatic roles, or do we stick to the?
Take it wherever you want.
Honestly, probably Naked Gun.
Good choice. Good choice. I loved him in Airplane, but that's not as big of a role as it was in Naked Gun, but Airplane was the movie that made possible all the other crazy comedies of the 80s. And yeah, I'm really glad to see we are getting the Naked Gun. I as I said, I enjoyed it. For people that like that kind of insane comedies, I would recommend the movie nobody's heard of. And it is starring Amy Poehler and Paul Rudd, and it is called They Came Together. It came out I want to say 15 years ago, maybe 10 years ago. It's a very similar type of comedy to Naked Gun. So if you want to go that direction, that's my recommendation. Okay, so guys, the EuroBasket will be playing for another week, but it is finished for Nikola Jokić and Team Serbia. And I'm not going to ask you about Team Serbia as a whole. I think we got enough takes on it yesterday on the post-game show and in my intro today. But I do want to ask you what you've seen from Nikola Jokić in particular, and if you think his game shape and play style will translate to the training camp and the start of the upcoming season. Let's start with Brian.
Well, he definitely looks bigger, and I think in the last couple of games he looked somewhat slow. So if he were going into the NBA playoffs like that, I'd be kind of worried. But I'm confident he'll kind of work himself into shape and be a little bit kind of quicker laterally. So I think it's maybe all part of his plan. Maybe he doesn't want to peak too early, and so, or at least I'm hoping that's the case. So I'm not worried yet, but if it stays this way and we're still in February, March, I might start getting a little bit worried.
Ray?
Well, I have some questions, I will admit, but I'm not too worried about it. I think regardless of his change in weight, I think he has enough understanding to navigate, understand his own advantages and be able to press those. But more inside the paint points this year, I'm guessing, is my expectation.
Jordan?
I mean, he seems to put on all that beer weight every summer and then have it mostly worked off by the new season. So I'm not super concerned. So
it's similar to Luka. It's just that Luka usually gets it after the national team plays, and Nikola does it before. But kidding aside, I want to say something on this because I watched Jokic play live. It was just a couple of weeks ago. He didn't look slow at all. Granted, that Team Slovenia team looked pretty horrible live, but at the same time, we're going to see them in the quarterfinals in a couple of days. So kudos to Luka, by the way. He is dragging what's the there's a band from the 80s that he has a good doesn't matter. He's just dragging a bunch of guys with him to quarterfinals, and I hope they will have a lot of luck in quarterfinals as well. But Nikola Jokić looked really good in that game, really, really quick, really strong. So something definitely happened with the morale of the team after Bogdan Bogdanović went out. I'm not sure if that's the only thing that happened. In the meanwhile, I'm not sure we're going to ever find out what really happened. But at the same time, the team just didn't want it as bad as the other teams wanted in both Turkey and, more importantly, Finland's case. So yeah. Before we go to a break, let's now do some predictions for the start of the season. So October, late October and November, what kind of shape or what kind of stat line or whatever do you expect from the main Nuggets guys to start the season? So let's start with Joker. Brian, if I would have to put you on the spot in the first 15 games of 2025-2026 season, what kind of stat line or narrative do you expect to see Joker?
So I think Joker's probably going to come out a little bit slow for his standards, which would be career highs for any other player. But I think he's going to try and get, like, especially Cam Johnson involved and like kind of make everybody feel comfortable. He's going to try and get Murray off to a hot start. So I think he'll probably be around like 20 points, 12 rebounds, 12 assists. So like, I think it's weird calling that slow, but I really think he's going to focus on getting everyone else involved.
So a triple dozen from the jump.
Just casual triple dozen.
I like it. Ray?
I think they'll start out a little slow for, I think, similar reasons to Brian. I think Jokic will be looking to get Cam Johnson involved more. I think they'll have a lot of, some new faces on the team. A new coach gets a full season to implement his vision. I think they'll be 7-8. I'm not saying that's the end of the world, because I don't think it is. I think they'll be a much better team by the end of the season than they have been maybe even the last 2 years. But I think the first month will be a little, factoring in the way Jamal's tendencies, the whole situation.
So just to be completely frank, I have no idea what are the first 15 games the Nuggets will have on their schedule to start the season. But I'm gonna say if they start 7 and 8, I'm gonna lose it.
Oh, we'll all lose it. Yeah, I'm seeing it. I'm feeling it now. Yes.
So you're just preparing us for the inevitable, and then from that point, the Nuggets are just gonna rise, right?
I think so. Yeah, that's how I feel.
Okay, Jordan.
Yeah, I mean, Jokic tends to start however he needs to start. So it kind of just depends on how the rest of the guys come in. And based on that, I think it'll probably be a bit of a slow start for Jokic because it seems like the rest of the guys have at least attempted to stay more in shape and stay in like game ready with as much as we've heard they've been in the city and working out in the gym.
So a slow start would be like 19 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists, or?
I mean, I don't know. It's Jokic. It could be a slow start, and it is 20, 12, and 12. Like it's
Whatever it is needed. Okay, let's take a short break, and after that, we'll return with the other main Nuggets guys. Don't go anywhere. Okay, we are back. So, Brian, what do you expect from the first 15 games of Jamal Murray this season?
Oh, man. I want to say he's going to get off to a hot start and it's going to be amazing, but I think Jamal has shown us that's just not his style. So I just hope that visually he looks good and he looks in shape, and maybe the numbers won't be there, but I think it's going to be another slow start for Jamal. Just I want it not to be, but I think it is.
Okay, Ray.
I'm trying to find some positives here. I didn't realize we would all feel so similarly, but I do like the triple dozen for Jokic, and for Jamal, give me like 18, 7, and 7. I think he'll be good in that. I think his decision making is pretty consistent, but I don't know if he'll have the explosive sort of scoring performances that we'd really like to see out of him in the first few games.
So, Jordan, before you give me your take on Jamal, I find interesting these numbers by Ray. Jamal is basically playing the same type of game in every month. It just depends on his efficiency, whether he's scoring 16 points a game or 23 points a game. So basically what I'm asking is what kind of efficiency do you expect from Jamal in the first 15 games?
I think I'm gonna be the positive one here. I'll be the Charlie Brown here and hope Lucy doesn't pull the football away. But I think Jamal will come out strong here. So
the month of Jamal,
it very well could be. Like I could see him. It feels like the first summer in a long time he's actually like been able to like play all summer, and he has been from what we've heard. And like we got some of the footage from like those Rico Hines runs and some of the other stuff. And I don't know. I feel like we got to get a good start from him at some point in his career, right? Like once, maybe.
Yeah, I will need to see it before I can believe it. So yeah, it's gonna be the first. His rookie season, by the way, you remember the legendary start? Like what was he like? 0 for 19 or something like that when he started.
I want to say his first 17
season.
threes. Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah. Hopefully we'll get something better than that. Okay, next up, Aaron Gordon. Brian, do you expect to see a fully energized and healthy Aaron Gordon from the
Absolutely. I am all in on AG. I think this is going to be his best year, even to the point where I think he'll get all-star consideration. So I know the videos at the Rico Hines made him look amazing, and he's healthy again, so that's going to help. But I just think he's going to fit. So, ooh, those are nice.
Yeah, this is how much I believe in AG this season.
Yeah. I think he's going to be awesome. I think he's going to fit so well with Cam Johnson. And like I said, I think Jokic is going to be getting everybody else involved. So huge year for AG.
Ray?
I think this is going to be a really efficient year from Aaron, but I also don't know if he'll have the volume as a scorer that he's had in the past. But I think he'll be great. I just think they're going to ask more of him from a defensive perspective, from a rebounding perspective. But that's nothing wrong with that, actually. I think as he ages, especially, I think that's going to be maybe the best thing for him, especially if he's already kind of stepped into himself as a shooter. I think he's going to be, I mean, I'm 38%. I believe it. I'm not saying he's going to shoot. I don't know. Did he shoot above 40 last year? It felt like it. But yeah, I think he'll be good, just not super high volume.
So why do you think his volume is going to drop? Is it the Cam Johnson or Christian Brown? What is the reason for his volume to drop?
I think a lot of it is Cam, in the way that if the indicators are to be believed that they want Cam to be more of that secondary playmaker, that movement shooter, running the plays for Cam to get that kick out, to make that secondary pass, to make that secondary cut. And I think that's, and they're going to have less need for Aaron to kind of step in and be that in the way that he was with Michael Porter. At the same time that I think the team needs him, I think more than ever, to be a great defender and a flexible defender and to chase guys on the perimeter and to get more rebounds. Like if Cam averaged 4 last year and Aaron averaged, I think, about 4, I need them. One of them is going to have a better rebounding year, and I think it's going to be Aaron.
Okay, Jordan.
Yeah, it's gonna be a weird year for AG because I just don't know what his role's gonna be. He's the type of player that can kind of fit into any role they need him to fit into, and I just don't know what that's gonna be next to Cam Johnson. Part of me thinks they may let. Part of me thinks he'll be in more opportunities to get assists and to like play make for others, even if it's just on a swing and like just playing off the other guys more and finding them in more spots than in the past. So I could see him getting like that assist actually ticking up a little bit, even if he's not necessarily being that secondary playmaker. Just there are more guys who are going to cut and find spots and open spots in the court, and AG finds those people. So
I really like your take about him being a shapeshifter. Whatever the Nuggets are going to need from him, he is going to provide. I really like that. Okay, Christian Brown, Brian.
So I need to preface this because this is my first time meeting Ray and Jordan. I'm overly optimistic about the Nuggets this year. In the last episode I was on, I picked the Nuggets to run away with the 1 seed and have a 15-game winning streak and all that good stuff. So I know I'm a giant homer, but I really do believe this. So I think Christian Brown is going to have an even better year than last year. He was so efficient last year. I really think he's just going to kind of shoot more threes, be on the fast break even more. Like I just love the step that he took last year, and I think he's going to continue that going into this year.
Okay, Ray.
Yeah, I think he is the most poised to take another step, not just because of his growth, but also I think when you consider the math, the calculus that teams are going to be thinking about of who to guard, who to not guard, I think Christian is the biggest beneficiary of that. With so much going on with Cam, with Nikola, with Jamal, I think Christian is going to be the guy that like, oh, do we really need to cover him on that 3-point shot? Oh, do we really need to make sure he's the one who doesn't get to the rim? So I think there's going to be a lot of space for Christian to step up his game from an offensive perspective. And I think he'll have more than ever like the security to do that as well, not just the opportunity.
Especially after he gets what we expect, an extension before the season starts. When you get that second contract, players tend to get even more confident in their roles. Jordan, what do you think?
I really don't know what to think. I expect him to be better, but I don't really know in what ways. I think there's things in his game we haven't seen yet that we could see more of this year. I think he's got some of that secondary playmaking ability, and if the ball's popping like crazy, we could see that come into play a little more. But at the very least, I think we'll see probably him holding his offense, and I think he'll probably kind of tick his defense back up closer to what it was his rookie year. But it'll be interesting to see.
Okay, Cam Johnson, the big addition. Brian, you are super optimistic about Cam Johnson.
You guessed right. I think he's going to walk around with a giant smile on his face just with how well he fits in with this team. He may get off to a slow start just as he kind of figures things out. But I think as the season progresses, he's just going to be getting wide open threes, just learning when to cut off Jokic post-ups. Like I think he's going to have a great year. And I feel strongly that he fits in really well with our starting five. So I don't know what that's going to look like numbers wise, but I know Cam's going to be happy and the Nuggets going to be happy with how he fits.
And I agree with you. And I would even say that if a player has a bad season on Joker's Nuggets or Steph's Warriors, that's a huge red flag for me. Like if you cannot play well in such read and react system, that means you're not really a great basketball player, but you might be, a hooper. So just go to the hooping site of sorts. Ray, what do you think?
I think he'll be. I don't think it'll be. I don't want to say it's hard to say if he's better or worse than Mike. I think there's some subtle differences between them, but also some meaningful ones. I feel like he'll have a rougher start than we would hope, and he might not be the physical presence we would like him to be, but I think he'll really impress us with his offense. So I think he might even hit 20 points a game offensively by the end of the season. But kind of to the point that Brian made, I do think there'll be an adjustment period, both in terms of his understanding of what he needs to do on the court, but also, like we were talking about with Christian, his confidence and feeling like he can put his real handprint on the team when there's so much continuity otherwise.
Okay. Jordan?
I think what we're going to be most impressed about with Cam is what he opens up for the rest of the starters. Because we basically now have 5 guys who just know what the right pass is and make it like pretty much every time. And that just opens up so much for a read and react offense where it's just, you can run just about any of their sets with just about any of them, and you will probably get something decent out of it. So it's going to be interesting to see how he folds into that and like what role in that he takes. I was pretty excited for that trade just because I think he can bring a lot of what MPJ does as far as the shooting, but have the potential to do so much more on offense, which is just big. So
yeah, and possibly be a bit more connected on defense as well. But we have to see before we can make our final judgments on that. I have a bit of a different question about the 3 guys off the bench: Jonas, Bruce, and Tim Hardaway Jr. I believe Bruce Brown is going to be everybody's favorite, off the bench Nugget to start the season. But which one of these 3 guys do you expect to be the Nuggets fans' favorite after 15 games? Let's start with Brian.
So I'm going to say Tim Hardaway Jr. I think the crowd loves gunners, and he is not afraid to get those threes up. And I think he's good enough still to make quite a few of them. And I think having someone like that off the bench is going to be so new for us that we're going to be so excited that some shots are going in that I think he'll be the favorite. Really, I think Jonas will be amazing just to have an actual backup center, but I think Hardaway is going to be the fan favorite.
Okay, Ray?
I'm going to stick with Bruce. I think there's at the very least a meaningful honeymoon period for Bruce in terms of him coming back to Denver, just enjoying the better vibes of the situation here than the few he's been in over the last couple of years. So I think at least he's got until like mid-season before that title comes up for grabs.
Yeah, he has a tattoo that is like a advantage Bruce to start the season. So that's going to help as well. What do you think, Jordan?
Well, Bruce is probably the safe money, but I'll make the case for Jonas. Okay. As you saw yesterday, there's nothing more frustrating than watching your team give up offensive rebounds over and over again. And we saw that a lot in the last couple of years. Oh, yeah. And we will not see that this year. Like, that is the one thing I'm confident he will do well. And it will be such a nice, like, relief for the bench units. So
Yeah, I just hope they use Jonas in a drop and not trying to play at the level, because if he plays at the level against pick and roll, we might still have offensive rebounding problems, because if Jonas is too far away from the paint, that will not bode well too well. This is what happened to Team Serbia in this tournament. So yeah, we're gonna see what's gonna happen there. Okay, let's take our second break, and after that, let's start the games. Don't go anywhere. Okay, we are back. Welcome to the DNVR Nuggets' Serbian Corners Denver Nuggets Trivia Game Show, Season 3, Episode 7. That's a short and snappy title for it. And per usual, we're going to start with something easy. Well, maybe not easy, but at least not as official as the other 3 games, because it is a tiebreaker game that doesn't count for anything, except if it does at the very end of the show. But hopefully you can relax a bit playing this game, and it's a weird one this time around, I have to admit. Per usual, we're gonna start the tiebreaker game in alphabetical order by first name, so that means Brian has the first crack at it, Jordan will have the second one, and Ray will have the third one. And I went to the Basketball Reference and typed in several letters in its search bar to see which players will auto-populate under those letters. And how the Basketball Reference works, it should be the guys with the largest win shares of their NBA or ABA careers. So the 3 letters I typed in this time around were inspired by our Lord and Savior Nikola Jokić. So the letters, the letters are, what did I do? Oh my God. Okay, the letters are NYK. Nick. NYK. So Brian, if you would have to guess which player comes early on this list, you can give it a go. By the way, we have only 8 guys appearing on this list, because only 8 guys have recorded at least one NBA or ABA game with their first or last name starting with NIK.
NYK.
Yes.
This game seems so simple, but my brain does not work. Let's see.
It's NIK, right?
NIK, just like Nikola.
Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify.
NIK. Yes.
Well, then may I guess Nikola Jokić, please?
Nikola Jokić is a very safe bet, and he is number 1 on the list. So you are getting 8 points for your guess. Playing in the NBA league since 2015, the most recorded win shares. Jordan.
well, I now just thinking through the other Nikolas, because that makes the most sense. Unless there's an older one I'm missing, it's probably Vucevic.
Nikola Vucevic is number 2 on the list, 7 points for Jordan. He's been playing in this league since 2011.
Yeah, and he was
that's
really good in Orlando. So
yeah, he's still pretty good. It's just that nobody cares about his games for Chicago.
I mean, to be fair, they didn't care about him in Orlando either. So
that's very fair. He's flying under the radar and earning tens of millions of dollars. Okay, Ray.
I do have a question. Are we snake drafting?
We are not, because we only have 3 rounds, so there's no point in snake drafting here. Okay. We are going to snake draft in game number 1 and game number 2, though.
I will take Nikola Pekovic.
Nikola Pekovic is a wonderful guess. He is number 4 on this list. He only played for 5 seasons for the Minnesota Timberwolves. If he played for longer than that, I'm sure he would be even higher on this list because he was putting up some numbers on that team. Nobody liked. Okay, Brian.
The only other guy that came to mind for me was Nick Van Exel. Would that work? Nick?
It will not work.
Ah.
It has to be NYK. Jordan.
Is it maybe Mirotic?
Nikola Jokić is number 3 on the list. Only 4 seasons in the NBA, but he is number 3 on this list, which actually cancels out my guess about Nikola Pekovic playing for 5 seasons in the NBA. 6 points for Jordan. Well done. We've got all of the top 4 Nikolas on this list. And we are now back to Ray.
Nick Stauskas?
Yes, very good, very good. Nick
Thank you.
Stauskas is number 5 on the list, which means you are getting 4 more points here, Ray. Brian?
I'm afraid I'm going to have to pass. I can't think of anyone else.
Okay. Jordan?
I'm going to go with the 1-letter difference in Nikola Jokic.
Nikola Jokić is number 6 on the
nice.
list. That is 3 points for you. For you, Jordan. Only 2 guys left. Very good, guys. Ray, do you have a guess? Jordan has already won the game, so I'm going to help you.
Okay.
There's a former Nugget available. And another guy I've never heard of.
Oh.
I can't. I will be here all day. I'll let you go.
I think I got it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Go for it, Jordan.
Is it Skidishvili?
It's Skidishvili. That is correct.
That's the one.
Nicholas Skidishvili. The last guy on the list is Nikita Wilson. I have no idea who that person is, but apparently only played in 1988, which probably means not a lot of games. Yes, Nikola Topic will be the next Nikola to appear on this list, but since he hasn't recorded a single game, he is not on this list. Well done, guys. Jordan, congrats on winning the tiebreaker game, which could mean a lot, but also might not at all. Okay, let's jump into game number 1 right away. Jordan will now be number 1 as we are going to snake draft in the second game. Number 2 will be Ray, and number 3 will be Brian. So here is what I was looking for this game. Which Nuggets players had the most games with a positive plus-minus in a loss last season? And it has to be a guy that played at least 10 minutes in that game. So which guy was a positive, but the rest of the team wasn't as good as he was, so they lost that game the most times last season. So Jordan, if this is clear, yeah.
That's a fun one because there's like multiple ways you could see that happening. Because it could be like a blowout, and then somebody comes in at the end and dominates for 10 minutes in the fourth quarter.
It is very true.
So, I mean, I just got to start with Jokic. I assume that's probably pretty high.
Nikola Jokić is a safe bet. He has had 8 such games last season, and that is good enough for number 2 on the list. So that is 11 points for you here, Jordan. Ray will get the second pick.
I'll take Aaron Gordon.
Aaron Gordon is number 4 on the list. He's actually tied for number 4 with 5 such games, which means you are getting 9 points for this, Ray. Brian.
I'll go with Christian Brown.
Christian Brown is the top pick. 9 such games, 12 points for Brian, who is getting another pick because we are snake drafting now.
He burned me a couple times last episode, but I'm going to keep going to it. Let's go Jamal Murray.
Jamal Murray is also tied for number 4 with 5 such games. Him and Aaron, and by the way, one other guy had Also 5 such games. So that is 9 points for you, Brian, here. Ray.
Okay, I'll take MPJ, Michael Porter Jr.
MPJ is number 3 on the list. 10 points for Ray here. He had 7 such games last season. This is a pretty condensed list because number 1 pick has only 9 such games. So it's not like we're going to get huge differences here. Jordan.
I think I'm weirdly going to go Jalen Pickett.
That's not a bad one.
It is a good guess. He is number 7 on the list,
Nice.
which means 6 points for you here, Jordan. And you get another pick because the snake is turning now.
Oh, then I'll go with the one I picked over him, which is Russ. So
Russell Westbrook is tied for number 4 with 5 such games. So that's another 9 points for you, Jordan, here. And Ray is getting his 3rd pick. So you've guessed all
The
top
top
7
7,
guys.
yeah.
All tops. But there's one more guy who is tied at 7 with Jalen Pickett. So there's a lot of points there as well.
I will take Peyton Watson.
Peyton Watson is number 11 on the list.
Understandable.
Which means, I just realized there are 13 guys on the list, not 12. So I have to give an extra point to everybody for every guess because that's how the game works.
not sure that would affect
I
much,
need-
but
It will not affect it at all, but I still need to be, tidy here.
It's just like with those FIBA box scores. He wants those to be accurate.
It is true. It is true. I'm just a pedant guy. So Ray just said Peyton Watson. He's number 11. He's tied for number 10 with Zeke Nagy, which means you are getting 4 points for Peyton Watson. Now Brian has 2 guesses. Jordan has 34 points. No, 29 points. Oh, God. Ray has 25 and Brian has 23, but 2 upcoming picks.
I think I'm going to go with Julian Strother.
Julian Strother is tied for 7 with Jalen Pickett. He also had 4 such games. So that's 7 points for you, Brian, here, and another pick for you. We have still available number 9, number 10, number 12, and number 13.
Let's see if DeAndre Jordan had any positives.
He did. He had
He did.
3 such games,
All
which
right.
gives him a sole 9th position on the list, which means 5 points for you, Brian. Here, and you're ending the game with 35 points. It's so difficult to add up for small numbers. Ray, you are now at 25.
I'll take Zeke Nagy.
Zeke Nagy is tied for 10th with Peyton Watson with 2 such games, which means 4 points for you, Ray. And Jordan, your last pick, you have 29 points so far.
yeah, and it's basically the only one left, right? So-
There are 2 guys left.
oh, okay. I'm still at the I have to figure out
And
who
both
actually
of those,
played.
both of these guys have only 1 such game, if that's of any help, because they're tied for 12th on the list. And one of them is going to be a shocker.
I'm gonna throw just because I mean the most shocking one I still feel like is wrong. So I'm just gonna go for the shocking answer and see if it's there. Did Dario Saric do it right at the
Dario
beginning of the
Saric did have
Yeah.
1 such game. That's 2 points for you, Jordan. The reason I had to help you here is because Brian already won this game
Mhm.
with 35 points. So Brian wins game number 1, and I'm now going to show you the entire list. So Hunter Tyson is the last guy on the list. He also had one such game.
That was my other choice. So,
Everybody else you mentioned were on the list. And good job, Ryan, winning the game with a third and fourth pick this time around with two strong guesses. Okay, let's take our last break, and after that, let's play games 2 and number 3. Don't go anywhere. Okay, we are back. So now Brian will be in the pole position again. Ray will be number 2, and Jordan will be number 3 in game number 2. And game number 2 is kind of a big one, to be honest, guys. Game is which players recorded the most wins, regular season plus playoffs, for the Nuggets in the Jokic era. So we are not counting the total wins of the team. We are counting the total wins where a player has logged at least 1 minute of game time in for the entirety of Jokic era. So since 2015-2016 season, combined regular season and playoff. Brian, what would be your first guess?
I have to take the easy one. I'll take Jokic.
Nikola Jokic has had 503 wins since 2015, and that will bring you with 12 points because that is number 1 by pretty significant margin on this list. Ray, you are number 2.
This is actually a tougher question than I initially thought, the more I think about it. But I'll take the simple answer, and I will go with Jamal Murray.
Jamal Murray is number 2 on the list, 378 wins, so 125 wins fewer than Nikola Jokic so far. Jordan, what will be your first guess?
I'm going to say Will Barton.
Will Barton was the longest tenured Nugget for a while there. So this is why he is number 4 on this list, which means you are getting 9 points here. Will Barton had 261 wins. With the Nuggets and Jordan, you get another pick because the snake turns.
All right. I think I will go MPJ.
MPJ is number 3 on the list, 269 wins. So that is 10 points for the former Nugget. Ray.
Continues to get more complicated. I will select Paul Millsap.
Paul Millsap is on the list, but he only had 159 wins, which is 11th on this list. So only 2 points for this guess. Ray. Brian.
And they had to play at least 1 minute in the game?
Yes. So it would count. I'm guessing only 1 second, really. But I don't know how Basketball Reference does it. The person had to play in a win. So he would get awarded with a win on this game.
I'll go with Christian Brown.
Christian Brown is number 8 on the list with 182 wins, which means 5 points for you, Brian, and you get another pick because the snake is turning. I love to say the snake is turning, by the way. It's my favorite phrase.
So let's see. I guess kind of within, probably very similar in that same range. I'll go with Peyton Watson.
Peyton Watson is not on the list.
Oh.
Ray.
Aaron Gordon.
Aaron Gordon is number 5. He has the highest position of the guys left on the list. 227 wins for the Nuggets, which means 8 points for you here, Ray. and you now have 21 points, but Jordan has 19 and 2 picks upcoming.
I think I'm going to go Gary Harris.
Gary Harris also played for a million years for the Nuggets from 2015, 2016 to almost the end of 2020, 2021. 197 games. By the way, he's tied at number 6. So there's another guy with 197 wins. And you are getting 7 points for Gary Harris. What is your next pick?
I'm going to go Mason Plumlee.
Mason Plumlee is on the list. He's number 10 with 163 wins, which means 3 more points for you. You are ending the game with 29 points. Very strong. Ray has 21.
This is an important moment for me. Okay. I will go with Zeke Naji.
Zeke Naji is a hilarious pick, but a good one because he is on the list.
Let's go.
He is number 9 with 174 wins, even though, he wasn't really all that good in many of those games. He still logged minutes. So, yes, 174 games, Zeke Naji. That will be 4 points for you, Ray, here. And Brian has the last pick of the draft.
I'll go Monty Morris.
Monty Morris is tied for number 6 with Gary Harris, also 197 wins. That's 7 more points for Brian. Jordan is winning the game with 29 points. Let me just put that in. And here is the entirety of the list. The only guy we didn't mention is Malik Beasley. Malik Beasley had 129 wins, and I took 12 guys here because I believe there is a pretty big drop-off after Malik Beasley, even though there's quite a bit of a drop-off between Paul Millsap and Malik Beasley as well. After him, I don't think there's another guy in the hundreds, if I remember correctly, because I did this like 6 weeks ago, so I actually have no idea what's real and what's not. So game number 1 won by Brian, game number 2 won by Jordan, and the tiebreaker also won by Jordan. So let's go to game number 3, everybody's favorite except for the contestants in a show. Can I have your full name, sir/madam? This is a name mashup game in which I create a long name by joining 2 people's names together and mash them up in the middle. That sounds confusing, so here's an example. If I tell you the first person is a former Nugget drafted in 2014, and the second person is the most handsome DNVR Nugget outside of this show, your answer should be Gary Harrison Wind. Okay, we've all played this game, so without further ado, Jordan will get the first crack at this game. So first combination is for Jordan. First clue. The first person was born in 2000 in Wilmington, Delaware. The second person is a fictional character from the TV show Modern Family.
I don't think I'm going to get this one because I have not watched enough Modern Family.
Okay. You never know. Brian, any ideas?
Yeah, I'm going to have to pass as well. I have never seen a single episode of Modern Family. Even though everyone has said it's really good. I just let it slip through the cracks.
Okay. Ray?
I 110% know the first person and have not seen an episode of Modern Family in my life.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay. I promise you guys you are going to get this at the very end because I made sure you would get it. So, Jordan, clue number 2. The first person was drafted by the Denver Nuggets in 2021. The second person is a fictional character who was Joe Pritchett's nanny, Phil Dunphy's real estate assistant, and Haley Dunphy's boyfriend.
Oh, man.
All you, Jordan. I got this.
I vaguely remember this. Well, I mean, I'm just gonna. It's Bones Highland.
No points for that, though.
No, but I mean, I might as well just say it. I think we've figured it out by now. But Bones High. It's like Andrew Holt. Bones High Andrew Holt.
You're thinking of Steve Holt, who is a
That's
character
right,
from the Arrested Development. But
That's what it was.
good guess. Brian.
Nope, I'm still gonna have to pass.
Okay, Ray.
No.
Okay, last clue. Last look. Hopefully, it will be easy enough. The first person was traded from the Nuggets 4 months before they won the championship, as we all agree. The second person is also a name of Bleacher Report's NBA writer who is a frequent guest on Serbian Corner.
Well, it just feels like you're giving it away now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Bones Highlandy Bailey.
That is correct. Bones Highlandy Bailey is correct. This is the Andy Bailey from the show in the middle, and our good friend Andy Bailey is on the far right, just in case people don't recognize Bones Highland from this picture. So Jordan wins combination number 1. Combination number 2 goes to Brian. The first person was born in 1997. The second person was born in 1954 in Newark, New Jersey, and died in 2022 in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic.
I will pass.
Ray?
I will also pass.
The first round is basically a passing round, but you never know.
I think I know it,
never know.
actually. At
Ooh,
least I have a
okay.
guess.
Okay.
I love it. All right, go for it.
Is it Jamal Murray Leota?
That is correct, Jordan.
Wow.
That was amazing. That was amazing by Jordan Scott here. Jamal Murray Leota. This is just the third time this happened in this game. I believe Voya did it like 2 years ago. And then we got Tyler Schwartz do it twice, like 3 weeks ago. And I thought we would never see that again. But well done, Jordan. Jamal Murray Leota is correct. So you are getting the second combination as well. And the third combination goes to Ray. The first person was born in 1988 in Charlotte, North Carolina. The second person is not a person, but an internet website.
Internet website. I have to pass.
Okay. Jordan?
Yeah, I pass.
Brian?
I will also pass.
Okay. We are getting more information from the second clue. The first person played for 13 different NBA teams. The second person is not a person, but a website of a digital media company that covers sports.
Maybe, but I'm gonna pass.
Okay, Jordan?
Yeah, I'll pass.
Okay, Brian?
Is it Jeff Gringer, like Ringer and Jeff Green?
Oh, that was an amazing guess. It is not correct because Jeff Green was not born in Charlotte, North Carolina, but very, very good thinking. I really like that. Okay, Ray, the last clue. The first person won an NBA championship with the Denver Nuggets. The second person is not a person, but a website of a digital media company from Denver, Colorado.
Won a championship with the Denver Nuggets. They were played for 13 different NBA teams. And they were born in 1988 in Charlotte, North Carolina. Can you tell I'm stalling?
Yeah.
I can tell you there's only one person who's played for 13 different NBA teams. So
But it's not. But it's not Jeff Green.
It is not. There was another Nugget who was a perennial,
Journeyman.
team hopper. Yeah, journeyman.
Is it DeAndre? No, I don't think it is. But DeAndre Jordan VRR.
That is a good guess, but it's not correct. Jordan.
I don't like that you did this. I think it is Ish Smith, the DNVR.
That is correct.
Mm.
Smith,
Oh, wow.
DNVR.com.
Forgot about Ish.
The problem with is I only need 2 letters to overlap to make this game work because I'm just
I just don't like that it was the.
That's
It-
the website.
I said it's the internet site. It's not the name of the company. It's the internet site. They had to pick the DNVR because somebody already owned DNVR.com, if I remember that story correctly. Well done, Jordan. You won all 3 combinations, which means you are winner of game number 3 as well. You are a formal winner of this show because you won 2 games. But there's a catch here because since you've already been a champion this season, this means it was all this time just a game between Brian and Ray, and Brian is a champion because of that, because he won game number 1. Congrats, Brian. I'm gonna meet you in a second round. That will start in 2 weeks. Actually, we're just gonna have to see who likes the one of the 3 possible dates the most, and we will have to figure out who will be the 9 guys and who will face who in the second round. Jordan, since you are still the formal winner, I'm gonna let you plug whatever you want or send a message to the universe of your choosing.
I guess my message is just going to be I'm kind of excited to see what the Nuggets do this year as far as new coach, more guys who can make a lot of different things happen. I think it's going to be interesting stuff we get to watch. So I think they're going to try a lot of interesting things. Whether it works or not, who knows?
Okay, thank you, Brian.
Hey, I'll just tell the kids out there that it pays to show up. Sometimes you get to make it to the playoffs on a technicality. I'll take it.
You got the coin flip. Is
Yeah.
that...
I'm trying to think in NBA terms. If something similar happened to an NBA player, just show up and get a contract or something like that.
I feel like I'm just like the host nation, that I just automatically get to
Oh.
go in without having to really do anything.
I wanted to make a joke now, but it's too mean, so I'm not gonna.
I'm the Latvia of your podcast, aren't I?
Thank you so much, Ray. Are we expecting an
Four
episode
Corners.
of 4 Corners?
We have an episode coming up next week, but we have a music review dropping Tuesday.
Oh,
Yes. Jared and I are reviewing Chance the Rapper's latest album. Is he back? We shall see.
so it's gonna be on the YouTube channel of 4
Yeah.
Corners.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I'm also going to put it out on the podcast feed. So
Very good, very good. I'm looking forward to it because I have no idea who the person who is the artist of this episode is, but I'm gonna find out.
great.
It's gonna be fun. Okay, guys, thank you so much for sharing an hour on this. I don't know if it's a sunny Sunday or not in your parts. It's been pretty sunny in Serbia, even though nobody have seen it because everybody is just dark in their thoughts after last night. But I digress. That's all I've prepared for you, dear listener. And please, with cherry on top, please take the word prepared very loosely. Be well, be safe, be kind to everybody. Call your mom. And until next week, idemo Nuggetsi.